All religions have been wrestling with COVID, and the Jewish New Year presents a particular challenge: how to manage the blowing of the ram's horn, or Shofar, which marks Rosh Hashanah. Rabbi Albans Masorti of St Albans Masorti Synagogue came up with a novel solution. He persuaded St Albans Cathedral to let him climb its bell tower so that it could be blown from there. He told Rosie Dawson before the start of the Jewish holiday about the significance of the Shofar.
It's really central. It's the only real mitzvah, the only commandment that we're asked to do on Rosh Hashanah is to blow the shofar. And it's our way of marking the new year. And the sound of it and the shape of it and the idea of it is central to the symbolism of the day.
So what is the shape of it?
Well, it's got to be a horn from any number of animals in the sheep family. It's often a ram. That's usually the traditional one, is a ram's horn, but it can be others. And the horn is, of course, the most basic musical instrument. You hollow it out. It's made out of keratin, same thing our fingernails are. And it doesn't hurt the animal to remove it. It's just like cutting your fingernails. You might not like it, but it doesn't hurt. And it makes this incredibly loud, very unmodern sound. And in some ways, it's a really strange thing to hear in our world of very carefully edited audio and very curated sounds, to hear the shofar just blasting away.
When does the shofar make its first appearance in the Torah?
In the first instance of the Torah's description of the shofar, it's actually in Exodus chapter 19. And it's there that we read about what the shofar is and how it is so important to us. And the sound then is taken for granted and described all over the place, including at Mount Sinai, when evidently the appearance of the lightning and thunder was accompanied by the sound of the shofar. It's described as being used by Joshua in military engagements as a kind of bugle-type instrument.
Is that when they brought down the walls of Jericho?
That's it, yes. Actually, when I first arrived at the Abbey with the shofar to practice blowing it, Ken and Walton was quite nervous that the walls were going to come tumbling down if we did it too loudly.
So it's an integral part of your New Year celebrations, but this year you've got a problem because we're not meant to be playing wind instruments. So how are you going to get around that? Well,
you're absolutely right. We're not allowed to blow it indoors. It wouldn't be safe to. And even outdoors at the same level, because the shofar is literally designed to expel sound as loud as possible. It's kind of a COVID cannon. So we have to be really careful about it. And the thing that we're doing is climbing to the top of the bell tower in St. Albans Cathedral at 8 p.m. on Saturday. It makes it safe, and it makes it so that we can actually observe the commandment to hear it blown on Rosh Hashanah.
So where's your congregation going to be when all this is happening?
Well, hopefully those who are able to will come that evening and stand on the ground just outside the Abbey. And if we do it right, and if the wind is in our favor, we should actually be able to hear the shofar for quite a distance. And our hope is that people will be able to stand down below around the green space in the Abbey and hear the shofar and hear it resonate across the space that opens up in the centre of St. Albans.
I know that it's not as atmospheric, but couldn't you really just do this online?
It's not the same, and for us it's not the same not only because it doesn't feel right, but actually because according to halakha, to Jewish law, you actually need to hear it live.
I believe it's quite a tall bell tower. I hope you've got a head for heights.
It is. We practiced. We came up there one day just to make sure, and it is quite a climb. The stairs are very small and rather narrow. You know, thankfully, I won't actually be the one blowing the shofar. We have two very talented people to do that. But I am a little worried that they're going to be out of breath by the time we get to the top.
Rabbi Albans Masorti talking to Rosie Dawson. And puffing notwithstanding, last night Cathedral staff armed with recording equipment accompanied the rabbi and his team up the stairs with their ram's horn. William Crawley will be in this chair next weekend. If you'd like to comment on the programme, you can email us sunday@bbc.co.uk or write to us at Dockhouse, Media City UK, Salford M52LH. And you can, of course, listen again or download the programme as a podcast from the BBC Sounds app. We'll leave you with the sound of the shofar over St Albans last night.
Sunday was produced by Amanda Hancock and Catherine Earlham. The studio managers were Phil Booth and Philip Halliwell.